computer. Okay, hello guys, and a huge welcome and a very happy Monday to you. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be doing this. I feel like Laura and I have been talking. We haven't done any training, I don't think, since Simple Steps to Success.
It's
been nearly a year.
I know.
Since
well, it is a year.
Yeah, we've done little bits, but not anything. Not anything like this. So this, the next 4 weeks, we are going to be with you, and we have put together. I say put together, it's loosely put together, a training program that we're calling Party with a Purpose. It's time to grow. And Laura actually did come up with an acronym for grow, and I can't remember what it is. Can you? I know you
have to find it.
She'll tell us in a sec.
We will carry on. I'll find.
Yeah, I know. We want January to. Okay, let me give you some backstory before we start as to where this has come from. Obviously, we were aware that double host rewards were coming, as in double half price rewards. So if you're not sure what that is, definitely write that down as a little note. And I was watching some training towards the end of last year, and I kept sending them to Laura, and I was literally bombarding her inbox with you need to watch this, you need to watch this. And then we got really excited because the people we were watching were talking about partying, and Laura and we're going to talk to you about why we both get so excited about partying tonight. So we're going to sort of go through a little bit about our journey to Superstar Director and how we basically got to where we are. But talking about partying, and I think we've got a couple of takeaways that we want you to really have this evening. Vicky, it may well be that it's something to do with her internet, and it's not anything that I've touched this end. So if you get just to try to come back in, it should work. Sorry, I've just seen that in the comments. So we wanted to really create something around partying and around growth, because be honest in the chat, give us a little comment in the chat. How many of your businesses feel like they were doing this, and maybe you're at this point where it's plateaued because maybe you haven't got an influx of customers, or maybe your team stopped growing, or maybe you're at that point where it's almost dipping down and it's just slowing down a little bit slowly. We've actually just listened to a call that was very similar to this, and I just want to reassure you before we do anything else that it is happening to everybody. It is not just you. But we are going to rescue your business, because the next 4 weeks we are going to give you something that is going to kickstart your business to the moon. If you action the things that we're going to share with you, which you may think that you already do, and I can tell you that all the things that we're going to train on, Laura and I haven't done them all.
And this is the thing.
Yeah.
You're definitely not doing them, because we're definitely not all doing them. And it's easy to go yeah, I'm doing everything, but you're not. I guarantee you're not.
Or 100%, what you maybe think you're doing, you're trying to do so much, you're scratching the surface. So we are going to give you some real tangible, practical things that you can go away and you can do, and that is going to push your business to the next level. And it's going to all be around growth. And that growth is going to come from new customers, and that growth is going to come from injecting, hopefully, new customers, new team members. Let's go on, Laura.
I was just going to say, and that acronym is get ready, onwards we move. Get ready, onwards we move. But just to touch on what Lee said there, what's the literal golden nugget in all the sentences you just said? We can literally give you all the tools, all the resources, all the training, all the tasks. What we can't do is do that for you. You absolutely 100% have to make a commitment to yourself tonight that all the things we're going to train you on, you have to go away and do them. And you have to be disciplined, because it's really, really easy to be committed when you're in that, oh my God, I'm on a Zoom and it's really exciting and I'm going to say I'm going to do all these things. But discipline is following through on the things that you said you were going to do when you felt like doing them over here, but you don't feel like doing them next Wednesday or next Friday or whenever. But that's when you have to keep doing them. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a brief look at what the next 4 weeks are going to look like, because I think it's important for you to know okay, what am I signing myself up for? And what tends to happen is we get an influx of people in week 1 because everyone's excited. Week 2, we start to feel a little bit oh, I'll catch that up. And by week 3, we've completely dropped off. And by week 4, we're down to about 10 people that are ready to stick it out. And we're asking for just 4 weeks of your time, 4 Mondays,
And we think your business will grow in some way, shape or form if you choose to action at least one form of what we're going to do. So the aim is that we are going to talk about why we party. That's the first stop tonight. And we're going to talk about our journeys to director and how that included how our growth happened so quickly, because both of us hit superstar director very, very quickly within this business. We're then going to talk about the different types of parties. So that will be going into next week, all the different types, because there will be some of you that have probably never had a party before, or you only think that partying is in somebody else's house with your kit. And we are going to open your eyes to all the different ways that you can call a party, that you can still grow your network, and you're hopefully going to find one of those which is going to be suitable to you and your business. What I love doing, me and Laura are very similar, so we can, you know, we tick similar boxes, but what I love doing and what one of my team love doing might be two completely different things. I'm somebody that's very social, and there might be some of you that are like, I'm not the most social person, I don't want to leave my house to go and do a party. You might want to do something that's more online. We're going to show you all the ways, okay, as many as we can think of anyway.
And I think what's really important is when we say like it's so important to get to trainings and it's so important to get to events is, you know, the Scentsy core values are authenticity. When you are around other consultants, whether that's on a Zoom training or whether that's in a room or whether that's at an event, you will literally see that there is no cookie cutter Scentsy consultant. You can be successful, whoever you are, whatever your background is, whatever your strengths are, whatever your previous experiences, you can totally make that relatable to you, and that's totally applicable to parties as well. You don't just have to think, like they said, oh, I don't want to go to home parties. That doesn't matter. You can make this business and partying authentic to you, the person that you are.
Week 3 is going to be about partying and sponsoring, how to basically recruit from your parties. I mean, I think something like, I want to say 6 of my frontline directors I met at a party.
Yeah.
A single one of them bought from me at a party or a shopping link. When I think about that, I'm like,
I know.
Why did I stop partying? I know COVID was a problem, but why did I stop partying? So we'll come back to that. And then our last part on week 4 is some habits that are going to give your business longevity. And if you've done simple steps to success with us, it's sort of going to be like simple steps to success in one night.
In 1 week.
You'll love it. So that's what the 4 weeks are going to look like. And hopefully you guys are going to commit. So why parties? Okay, so let's just kick off there. Why parties, right? First of all, whatever the party looks like, the idea behind a party is that it's a network. It's about networking. It's about servicing maybe 5, 10, even 25. I mean, what's the biggest party you've ever had, Laura?
Well, I did like a shopping event at my friend's house still. It wasn't an event. And she had about 40 people. But I've also had parties with like 3 people. 5 people that have been successful. So
the number doesn't matter. We will talk about that.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you're there either in a room or you're on Zoom or whatever the type of party you're doing, and you are getting your smelly pots or you are getting Scentsy under.
I did bring these along for the occasion.
Love it. You are getting this
is your business. Your
smells, your business under people's noses. That's more than one person at a time. I love referrals, but realistically, if I could stand in a room and talk to 10 people and I've got 10 potential new customers, think of it this way. If you had one party a month for 12 months and that each party had 10 people at it, that is the potential that your party is going to have 120 new customers by the end of the year. If you did that twice, that's 240 customers. I'm trying to keep really simple maths because it's not that bad. But that's 240 customers in 12 years. Now, not all of them are going to buy continuously for the next 12 months, but say half of them did, you might have just doubled your customer base by having 2 parties a month. So you're servicing, it's a way to grow your network. And it's at some point, the problem with our business, and especially the problem with our business, I think with the way a lot of people are running it right now, this is just my opinion. And I know there are people out there that do it solely on social media and it works for them. There are lots of people that haven't got the time because life's changed. So you haven't got the time to post, to do all of those things. So ideally you need ways where you can service lots of people in one hit and hopefully be able to get them excited about Scentsy like we do.
Yeah, it's volume, isn't it? It's about it's that volume, and it's taking it back to, and exactly like Lee said, we're not taking anything away from the social media, you know, the evolution of the world that we all live in. Like, we're not taking anything away from that. But if you strip Scentsy back to basics, which, you know, keeping simplicity within your business is literally so important. We're going to talk about that in a little while, but keeping it simple. And if we strip it right back to the beginning, Scentsy is a party plan company. When Heidi Novel created this, it's a party plan business. And those hostess awards, I'm just going to touch on that later. Those hostess awards that are on the system, so many people have come in throughout COVID, have never done parties. It's really important to remember those hostess awards are not meant for us. Like, they're not meant for us as consultants. Those half price items and those free credits, what I mean by not meant for us, guys, is like we're allowed them. It's a wonderful perk to our business. It's amazing. Like, you get paid. The amount of new teamies I've got that, like, they get all their free credits and half prices, and then like payday rolls around and they're like, oh, I got paid. I'm like, yeah, you get paid as well. It's just the best business ever. But it's really important to remember the purpose of those hostess awards initially, and what we should still be utilizing them for, is for our customers, is for hostesses, in whatever way, shape or form that would be, to grow your business. So it's really important to remember they are hostess awards for a reason.
So I would just want to talk about the growth of like your business, and in terms of like how we work. Network marketing is about bringing new customers in, and hopefully we get them hooked on the products, right? They get hooked. You guys all got hooked, right? Every single one of you that's here right now tonight loves a Scentsy product of some description. And I don't, whatever your love might be, mine is the wax. It is for me, shimmer and pink haze, hooked me, left, right and center. I didn't know what was coming. It was like a wallop in the face. Boom. I'm going to be here as a lifer because that product absolutely fills my heart with so much freaking joy when I smell it and I warm it. Let alone the fact that I then get to share that with people, right? So you bring customers in, and then hopefully some of those customers will become team members. Some of those customers will continue buying forever. And some of those customers, more of them than less, might decide that they don't want to buy Scentsy anymore. So what happens is you need a continual stream of new customers coming into your business. Because if, like me, I recruited most of my best customers. I literally, which is a brilliant thing. It's a, you know, what a problem to have. But I went on a recruiting mission and I just asked them all to join. And I was like, do you want to join? Do you want to join? Want to come do Scentsy? Oh, good, you should do it. And it literally was as simple as that. But what happens if I then don't replace those customers that have now become team members, is my bread and butter of my business dies. Okay. I can't get paid on all of those team members if I don't sell 500 PRV, £605, no matter what, every single month. I've got to sell to be able to get paid on that team, for starters. Otherwise, it's pointless me having a team. Like that's just, it is brutal to say it, but it is the truth, because otherwise, what's the point? So I need to be continuously replacing the customers that I'm sponsoring. I also need to be continuously replacing the customers that have decided, I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm going to go back to my Yankee Candles. Why? We know you're all going to come back eventually again to us. We know that. But sometimes they have to go back to B&M or Home Bargains or wherever it is, just because they just have to. And we've all got those customers that have done that, even ones that you think are going to be lifers. You know, and some of your best customers probably at some point have maybe decided that right now it's a little bit too expensive, or right now they just haven't got the extra funds for that. And unfortunately, this is a luxury. So you need to be having that mindset. You've got to have that hat on all the time. I need to be finding new customers. Where am I going to find new customers from? But it's not just thinking it. It's about taking action and doing something that will actually get to that. So without further ado, we're going to talk about a little bit about our journey as Superstar Director, because we did just that. And we still, I think Laura does the networking side of things very, very well. Like,
well, what happened today? I'll talk about that.
Yeah. So we're just going to talk briefly about how we sort of got to where we got to, and then we're going to talk a little bit more. We'll talk a little bit more about parties after. Go for it. On you.
Right. Okay. So, like Lisa just said, and Teresa, I don't know. Forgive me. Sorry, Madeleine. I don't know if you are on here, but one of my teamies, I was talking to her about this morning. About we are a network marketer. So we started as Party Plan, we've moved into the network marketing arena, and we are a network marketing business. And so many people focus, whether they joined throughout lockdown and we couldn't go out and party or whatever, they focus all their time and energy on marketing, which is amazing. And if you're a wonderful marketer, that's brilliant. But if you're not networking, your business is never going to grow. Like, that is just facts. Like Lisa just said, the customer base that you have now is not going to be around in 5 years' time. You're either going to have sponsored them, they're going to have stopped buying Scentsy, they're going to have bought from somebody else because they've joined, because that happens as well, guys, and it's okay. Like, that happens to everybody. It's just the natural like cycle of the business. I just quickly referenced the live Lisa and I were just listening to previously before we came onto this Zoom to train you guys, was from Lindsay Bates, who's one of the Circle of Excellence. Absolutely wonderful woman. Like, we've both met her a couple of times, and she's amazing, and she's been through all of this. And you know, she, exactly like she just said on that training to us, you know, we've been through this before, we will come out the other side, but you have to do the work. So all the things that we're training to you guys gets told to us. Like, there's no like secret formula, there's no like magic pill, there's no like secrets. Everybody just shares, and the bottom line is, you have to do the work. It's not going to happen without you actually going out and putting the work in. But the really, really good news is, let's be honest, like, we are in the best business ever, right? And when you remember that this, how can I put this? I'm not saying income isn't important, because, you know, we probably all join this business for an extra income. Like, well, some people join it for the trips and all different things, but I fully understand that income is important. But if you make that your sole focus, you're going to take the love out of it, the joy out of it. You're going to stop doing all the things. So you just have to remember, like, we have a world-class home fragrance product that we can share with other people, and then we have an opportunity to help other people share it and earn an income from it. Like, you need to like take all the fluff out of your business. When far too many people massively overcomplicate this business. This business is not easy, but it is really simple. And when you overcomplicate it, that's where the problems start. Not problems, but that's where you probably put boundaries up, and negative self-talk and self-sabotage and all those things that you know that you tell yourself in your mind that you can't do it. And that is exactly why I got this out of my car, because I did actually pick this up from somebody today. I got this out of my car and put it on my desk to bring on this Zoom for you. So people might look at Lisa and I, and we have got these lovely, beautiful offices, and we've worked really hard for them, and there's nothing wrong, but these offices did not build our business. This bag built our business. Like, as simple as that. Maybe a catalogue every now and again, but even if you haven't got a catalogue, you can go onto the workstation and you can download product sheets. I actually shared, and I'll happily we're not in a group, but if you're in my group, I can share it again somewhere. I shared my very first, and I know Lisa did as well, my very first live video that I did the other day, and it was me unboxing my Scentsy kit. And I literally was going, oh, this is I don't know what this is, they're molds, I think. This is a burner. I said burner. Oh my
this
God.
Is a burner.
This is a burner. Like, I didn't know what I was doing when I started, but this little bag literally went when I say everywhere with me, I mean everywhere with me. It didn't actually look like this then. It's on the video that I shared the other day. The pots were like double the size. They were like in a square base with a bigger lid on the side. So they were actually in a really big box, and that came everywhere with me.
We didn't get a bag with them, did we?
No, we didn't.
Like the bag that's got the insulated bag. We didn't get a bag.
Yeah, and it was like you had the insulated bag, and then your things came in, your whiff pots came in like a box, and they never fit in. They never fit it back. And you could never get them back in, and then you'd be coming out of a party. And I actually, this is true, I remember it like clear as crystal. I used to take my kit like in the box that my kit came into parties, and I put it out the car once to go in, and the bottom fell out, so everything fell out outside somebody's house. I remember borrowing that box. You did, Laura Bynes. There you go, exactly. Sponsoring comes from partying, but we're going to talk about that in week 3. But yes, where was I getting to? Yes, the whiff pots basically came everywhere with me. And one of the jobs I was doing alongside Scentsy when I started, one of 3, was waitressing. And one of my customers, Kirsty, actually wrote on my customer group. It was last year now at some point, but she literally wrote the loveliest message, and I shared it with my team. If you're in my team, you would have seen it. And she literally said, Laura, I am so proud of you. She said, I remember when you used to come into work and you used to bring your little whiff bag and you used to leave it in the back, and we all used to have a little smell. And she's like, now you're sending me all these personalized fancy envelopes with like thank you packs in and stuff. And she's like, you just need to be really proud. And I just had a real moment, because I was like, actually, yeah, that is how my business grew. I literally fell in love with the product and talked to everybody about it. And to this day, I love this product and I talk to everybody about it. Today, I went to the post office, and this is the reason that I'm going to give you these examples is I want you to take it from, this is my job that I have to do, and it's a chore, and I have to do it, and I have to do some work today, to, oh my God, what a blessing. Like, I literally love this, and I'm just going to incorporate this in my life wherever I go because it's absolutely amazing. Like, that is the mindset that you have. This is an absolute blessing. You get to a point where you don't even realize, like, you're talking about it, you're just sharing it because you do love it so much. So today, for example, I'm going to talk about two things, one at the gym the other day and one in the post office. And this is still to this day, like, what I do all the time. So today I went to the post office. I had some parcels to post. They had a little scratch and sniff sticker on. I'm stood in this really long queue, and I got to the front, and it was the bear in mind I'm in a new area as well, and the lady was the manager. And as I walked up with it was actually an Asda bag, you know, the shopping bags that I'd had my parcels in, and she went, oh, let me take this from the side. They were already prepaid. She was literally going, what is this? What is this? And I was like, oh, it's a product called Scentsy. And she's like, oh, some woman used to come in here and she used to sell Yankee candles. She went, are they like Yankee candles? I was like,
I love it.
No, let me tell you about Scentsy. And there was still a queue behind me, and I was like, I just said to her, look, no, they're nothing like Yankee candles. I said, they smell better and they're completely safe because there's no flames. She was like, oh my God. She was like, this smells amazing. I've never heard of it. I said, right, I'll be coming in here a lot. I said, I'll bring you a catalogue and a little bag you can have a sniff. And she went, oh, I'll put it out in the back. I'll put it in the staff room. We can all have a sniff. And then this other girl came over, and I was just like, oh my God, I had an epiphany. Like, I rang Lace. I was like, it never changes. Like, we still just need to network and tell people about it. So that was one example. I could have stood in that queue at the post office and she could have gone, these smell really nice. And I'm like, yeah, they do. Like, it is your job. You are your business. So your mouth is your biggest asset. The second one, I was in the gym last week, and bear in mind, I've been here for 7 weeks now. I've been going in that gym, and I thought I'm going to go with the opportunity and say, like, I basically said, your toilet hasn't got any fragrance in it. Can I bring something in to make your toilet smell nice? And the manager was like, are you saying my toilet smells? We had a bit of a laugh. Doesn't need to be awkward. It was quite funny. Anyway, so while I was chatting to him, one of the girls came over and she'd actually, because I'd tagged in at the gym, she'd followed my Instagram page, and she said, I've actually had a look at your page already. Like, I need something for my car. So I know that is social media, but had I not gone, she's never reached out to me. She's looked on my page, but had I not gone over to him, opened up the conversation of, I'm going to take him something nice to make the gym toilet smell nice. And he said, I can leave my business cards on the front desk. That's now led to me building a connection with this girl. So when people join and they say, I don't know anybody, it's not about the people that you know now. It's about the people that are out there every single day. And one thing that gets me is, like, if you work, I don't mean gets me, but I literally want to, like, shake people with love and encouragement when somebody works in a salon, or they're a nail technician, or they're a hairdresser, and they're like, oh, I'm like, you are literally talking to people all day. You are talking to more people than I am. If you are in a business where you are having face-to-face conversations with people every single day, that's literally like you partying one by one. You're like literally doing it as you go. So don't overthink it. Just remember, we have a wonderful product, and it's your job to share that with the world. And there are literally billions and billions and billions and billions of people in the world. Not everybody has tried Scentsy. You need to get that out of your mind. People say all the time, oh, everybody's got it, everybody's got a consultant. No. There's too many people in my area doing it. No, that is the whole purpose of our business. You know, like before, look at Anna, we always use Essex as an example. And I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but my point is this: take all them barriers out of your mind and start networking and start talking to people, because you never know where that is going to lead to. And I'm talking about my journey now, and is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Right, okay, yeah. So I've lost my train of thought a bit, but a little bit like Laura Bynes said in the comments, my business, basically, I got this box, I got this bag of stuff, and I literally shared it everywhere where I went. And I started having parties. I had my own lunch party at home, and when I say I was partying, I'm talking like 2 or 3 times a week. I was literally, I'd come in from work, sort the kids out. Dan and I'd be like ships that pass in the night. Then I'd go out. I genuinely was doing one where it'd be like Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Like I was literally, and from a party, I would book a party because the hostess would see, the hostess's friends would see what they'd got. And then they'd want to book a party. And then they'd want to book a party. I've done parties in Costa. I've done parties in the morning, like coffee mornings. I've done all kinds of parties, and I'm not doing them anywhere near as much as I want to be now, because I've stopped asking enough, and we're all guilty of it. But honestly, if that is what you think your spin on this is going to be, like in-home parties, and you enjoy talking to people, honestly, just ask everybody. They can only say no. There is, in my humble opinion, and I know everybody's different and everyone's got to find their own ways to this, but there is no better feeling than coming out of a party. I did one recently in I want to get the correct term so I don't offend anybody. It was in like a warden control home, like, you know, like when people retire and they need additional care and there was a warden. Well, one of my customers, her mum lived in this warden control area, and I'd said to her, will you have a party? And she said, oh, I'll tell you what, my mum really likes it as well, let's do it in her centre. And I kid you not, I went along with no expectation. Just, it was my first one back, like post-COVID. I went in thinking, I don't know what I thought. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go along and enjoy it. I came out with £800 worth of orders. I literally remember getting in my car and I was like,
as well. You think that's that? Oh, how long was you there? Like 2 hours?
2 hours.
Yeah.
Like
£800.
I got in my car and I literally was like vibrating. I was like, this is why I do what I do. This is what I love. And do you know what? I talked to them about my kids. I sat and had a cup of tea and a bit of cake. They were buying for their daughters, for their granddaughters, for birthday presents. And even since I've moved, because this is really important as well, people don't have to be near you. The daughter of one of the women, she's going to have an online party, and I've had a lot of repeat customers from that are happy to like pay postage, because one of them actually said to me, one of the ladies said to me, and it really got me. She was like, you love this, don't you? She was like, it literally just pours out of you. Like when we were sitting and having a chat, she went, it's so lovely to see somebody love what they do. And yeah, and when you actually genuinely love something that much, it's not for sure, like it will just pour out of you. So that is how I grew my network. That is how I grew my team. It wasn't forced. It was from building connections. And to this day, those habits that we're going to talk to you about in week 4, that's what we still do every day. I am consistently having conversations, building connections, asking for referrals, asking people to share my details, you know, not worrying about the word no. We're going to talk about that a bit more in a minute, but it is just a question. And with anything in this world, if you don't ask, you don't find out. It is as simple as that. Right, I'm going to stop, Lace, because you go.
I love it. So I'm going to delve a little bit more into, like, I suppose, my actual journey, not in terms of when I joined Scentsy, guys, and I know a lot of you know my story. I had never smelt a product at all. I know, Laura, you went to a party, didn't you? And you wasn't intending to join, but you joined at a party, didn't you? Because you got a bit pickled, had a few wines, and then she was like, oh, I'll join, even though she told Dan she wasn't going to join.
I'm not going to join.
So I hadn't even smelt a product. So I didn't really even know that Scentsy was party business. I had no idea really how I was going to network. I just thought to myself, oh, well, I know quite a lot of people. I reckon I'll be all right at this. I hadn't smelt a wax. I didn't actually even know. When I signed up, I remember saying to Laura, so what actually is the product? And she's the fancy thing. She was like,
you found the message, didn't we, recently?
An £85 kit. And you don't know what the product is. I said, no, you said it was like candles. And that's, I literally just went home and went, join, and put it on my credit card. But, okay, so when my kit came, I was first of all like a kid in a sweet shop. And as soon as I said to you guys, as soon as I put pink haze and shimmer in that alabaster, I think it was the little etched copper that I got an alabaster, and I think I got the etched copper. It was a really good month when I joined, and I think I got like a really good kit. And I put those waxes in that warmer, and I just knew instantly that I was going to love this. And I started thinking straight away of all the people that I thought would like it. Now, I put 2 posts on my social media. Now, right, admittedly, 5 years ago, my market, my warm network, so my friends, my family, they didn't know what Scentsy was. A lot of them, I remember the response. I can remember exactly some of the responses that I got from text messages and from putting that post up. I can find that post and I can tell you exactly what some people said. I will tell you some now. So I put up a post that Laura actually gave me to post, which said something like, I've started this Scentsy journey. It's amazing. It was a really good post. And I can remember Tanya Allwood, she's on here, going, have you since when? That was what she wrote. And I was like, shh, shh, oh my God, shh. Anyway, she's like, I knew you were going to mention me. There's another bit, you got another moment in this. So anyway, I basically shared a couple of products, and I remember a few people messaging me and saying like, what is this like thing that you're doing? And I was telling them a little bit more. It's a bit like candles, it's burners and wax melts. That was what I called it on my live. And then what happened was my sister-in-law, not Tanya, Carly, said to me, oh, I'll have a party for you at my house. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my best friend Gemma, like my ride or die that I've known since I was like 11, I was like, you're having a party for me. I didn't give her a choice. I just said, I need you to have a party for me. You've got to help me get this like working. And I think at the time they all felt a little bit sorry for me, I'm not going to lie. But so I actually booked a party, and I did my first party in my first month. It was a little bit like my launch party. I did Gemma's party in her house, and then Carly's, I think, was the following month. Gemma's party was about 7 or 8 people, and it was very casual. I remember we were sitting on her lounge floor, and I had all the waxes laid out on the floor, and we just flicked through the catalogues. We didn't play any games. We didn't do anything more singing or dancing. It was very, very casual. And I sort of realized
really quickly, sorry, I don't want to mess with your flow, but I just feel it's really important to say, I never trained Lisa how to do a party. We never had any party training at the time. We were literally like rabbits in a headlight learning together. So don't feel like you need to have a master plan.
Just have a clue.
Off you go.
All I did was set the kit up and was like, have a catalogue, smell it. What do you think? And it literally was that simple. I didn't do anything else. And I stuck to that right the way through, all the way to when I got to like Star Director and was still partying. It was the same format. I never changed my format. I kept it really simple. So if you've been to like one of my parties and you came to like 4 of them, you were like, I know exactly what the format's going to be. I never changed it. And then I did a party at my sister-in-law's, Carly's, and she invited loads of people. And I think there was about 18 of us there. It was like all of our friendship group, and Tan was there as well. And at the time, I remember Tan buying, I think it was a mini barley warmer, a coconut lemongrass wax, and a clothesline wax. So that was her like starting kit that she got. I don't think I even upsold her to have 3 wax. I don't think you can even bundle and save mini warmer and 3 waxes then. I don't think that was an option. Anyway, and as that particular party was huge for me, because Gemma's party was great. And that was a good starting point. But my sister-in-law Carly's party was probably what was my business foundation builder. And foundation is going to be like the really important word, because most of those customers that come to that party either have joined, have been a director, a superstar director, or they have continued to buy from me today. Now, that is a little bit probably unheard of. Like, there are probably a lot of people that are like, but bear in mind that this was my family and my close group of friends. And when I realized, I think that party was about £800 for a couple of hours work, for drinking wine with my sister-in-law and my friends, and just having all of the stuff out on the table. I literally set up my kit. So it was 1 alabaster warmer, 1 etched core rose mini warmer. And I think I might have had, I'm trying to think what else was in the kit that I actually got. It was like the buddy, the waxes, a few. There was
I think you got a black raspberry vanilla wax.
There was no cleaning stuff.
No.
I've got a catalogue. Hold on.
What, first one?
Yeah.
Well, while Lisa's just finding that, I'll just tell you my Laura Bynes story, because obviously Lisa said from that party she met somebody who's then gone on to become a superstar director. I did a party for Laura Bynes' sister-in-law. Dan used to work with Laura Bynes' brother. that's how the connection is there. Anyway, I went along and did a party for Laura Vine's sister-in-law. She was never going to come to that party because she was heavily pregnant, wasn't really interested in what the product was, just wanted to get out of the house. I'm sure Laura won't mind me telling this. And she wasn't really interested in Scentsy, if I'm honest. She bought a car bar and that was about it. I think she was just being polite. But we got on really well. And after that, we actually met up. She asked me to meet up a couple of weeks later to talk about becoming a fitness instructor, because obviously I was doing that at the time as well. And in that interim, maybe about a month later, and in that interim period, I actually said to her, you don't want to be a fitness instructor, you want to be a Scentsy consultant. And I remember her going, really? Like, what? I sell candles. And I was like, yeah, it's literally the best thing ever. Now, had I not done that party and Laura had not gone to that party, I might not have built that connection. And obviously we know, the rest is history. Laura's now a superstar director as well. So the opportunity is everywhere. Right, Lise, you are back.
I said there was some really bad warmers, by the way, when we joined.
Yeah.
This was the catalogue. I keep, this is just like something, I keep one.
Yeah, I've got all of them as well, yeah.
Catalogue from when I joined. I think this was the spring summer catalogue 2019. At 18, I actually joined in the December 2017. So this isn't actually the first catalogue. Maybe I threw that. You'd have to see if you've got one, Laura. I must have one probably somewhere. But the join kit's pretty similar in it. I can't actually see what the join kit is. There isn't a picture of the join kit in the catalogue. I mean, that's how much things have evolved in
since moving. I have got them.
Yeah, there was anyway. That I'm going completely off track. So anyway, this particular party was about £800, and there was probably 15 people there, all my friends, all my family. We drank tea, probably had a few glasses of wine, and just chatted about the products. And I think people were either buying cream diamonds, or most of them bought a mini warmer and wax bars just to get them started. Or as Tan said, I bought it just to shut you up. That was her first original. That was what she said to me. Little did she know that she was going to join and become a superstar director. Just saying, hashtag just saying. But anyway, as Laura said, that became, like, for me, it was a light bulb moment. I sort of said, I was working, I was a teacher 2 days a week. And I sort of said to myself, well, hold on a minute. If I can do 2 parties that are £800 a month, I don't really need to sell a great deal. It's going to take the pressure off me while I'm at work to have to try and figure out all these different posts, to try and figure out where I'm getting new customers coming from. And that literally was how it built. From that party, I didn't sponsor Tanya directly from that party. I did try for quite a while. It took me a couple of months to actually get her to join. But I booked other parties from that party. And the same as, like, there were people saying to me, oh, I see you did a party. Oh, I'll have a party. And most of those people, as we say, we'll talk about this later on, but most of the people that booked a party joined at some point in my business. And that literally is how my business gained momentum. And at those parties, I was making connections. I was building relationships. I was talking to people that I didn't know. I actually loved that. I loved standing, just getting to know people. I didn't just talk to the host. I made a point of going around and getting to know people, taking down their numbers, taking down their details, finding out a little bit about them. My tagline at every party was, what's your favorite product in the catalogue? And so many of them will come back and say, oh, I really like that diffuser, or I really like that cream diamond warmer, but it's a little bit pricey. And straight away, I have my diary in my hand and I would say, well, do you want to book a party? Because Jade's already at, like, this was my friend Jade had a party. She's already at £500 party. So that means she's already got £50 credit. So that woman's going to cost her a £5 tonight. And you could see the thought process. People were like, oh, I'll book a party. Yeah, let's do it. And I got my diary out and I booked a party. And that literally was how our business evolved. My business grew super quickly. Like Laura, I was partying probably 4 times a month. And at the time, that was either coming from having a party to book a party, or I would sit down and just message people and say, you know, what products, what are you loving? As soon as someone commented on something in my group, I love that, but it's a little bit expensive. I don't know if I can afford that at the moment. Inbox them. Party. Let's book you a party. Let's find you a way of getting that for free. Let's find you a way of getting that for half price. Let's use the hostess rewards that Laura talked about that are not for me. I want them to be for my customers. But it's about you getting out of your comfort zone to ask those questions. And that was what skyrocketed my business. That was what skyrocketed Laura's business. We grew a massive foundation, a massive customer base, and we continued to do that even through lockdown. We continued to do that after lockdown. I haven't had any home parties apart from, have I done any parties since lockdown? I think I've probably done 2 and had 1 at home. So that's, mine has been a little bit slower, but I've done online parties. I've done borrow bags.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, you've done a lot. Yeah,
I've done pouch parties. I've come up with websites, so many different things. So it's so many different things to give people options.
I think what's a really, really important point, like while Lisa's just messaged that about saying, like, I know there's probably, like, looking around these faces now, there's probably loads of people thinking like, that's massively stepping out of my comfort zone, or, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable going around and talking to people. How many times, if you're in my, especially if you're on my channel last week, how many times have I said, grow the person, grow the business, grow the person, grow the business? Stepping out of your comfort zone with anything in life is where you are going to grow as a person, and that is where your business is going to grow. So yeah, it's going to be pushing you out of your comfort zone. That's the point. The whole point of like life is to grow and to challenge yourself and to try new things, and the feeling of accomplishment when you do that is just absolutely wonderful. And then once you've done it once, when you do it the first time, like, you'll be like really nervous and you'll get that like buzz of adrenaline, but then once you've done it like 20 times, it'll be like driving a car. I always reference this, like the first time you ever got in a car, like, I'm sure if you were like me, I remember sitting, I mean, Dan might argue, I'm like that with driving, but you know, you sat there and you think, oh, I'm never going to be able to do these. And now you just do it, and you just do it without thinking. Or like anything, like swimming, or, you know, like, I can't think of the best analogy, but doing these things and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, it's going to have so many like layers to your business that you probably don't even realize. You're just, oh, I'm going to do a party, amazing, but you're going to be growing as a person every single time that you do it, which is going to have such a positive knock-on effect right throughout your business.
Definitely. And I mean, I will come back to what you've just said there, Cheryl. Like, I know that there are, I've talked a lot about home parties here, but there are so many different options there. If that does make you feel uncomfortable, you start with something that makes you feel more comfortable, and then you build on that, and you build on it. Because I know that there are going to be some people that are going to say, do you know what? I've asked every one of my customers to have a party and they've all said no. So sometimes it's about changing the way that you're asking. For me, I don't ever ask somebody to have a party anymore. I used to, but I don't ask, do you want to have a party anymore? I wait for someone to say, I love that warmer, it's too expensive. That is the key for me. As soon as someone says it's too expensive, well, I can get that for you 50% off. And quite often they go, well, how? And I say, and then it's about you knowing your customers well enough to be able to say, okay, well, I could give you a shopping link. If there's someone that's not going to share a shopping link, you know, it might be, we can do something online. It's a really small, really intimate thing. You know, I've had before, my sister-in-law actually did a mystery bag party for me, and she sold me 20 mystery bags, and that got her free credit and half price items to go out. I just basically created the theme. I told her what was going to be in them. She then went and sold them to her friends, and she said, I like doing that because I didn't have to have everybody in my house, and actually I've just, you know, earned some credit. It's basically them doing the job for you in some way, shape or form. If someone wants something enough, half price, free credit, whatever, they will try and do something. But I think it's about the how, isn't it? I think a lot of people in here probably tonight is more struggling with, I've asked people and they've said no. But I want to ask a question. If I said to you, how many people realistically, say your customer base is 50, out of your customer base, you know how big your customer base is. Hopefully you all know how big your list of 100 is, whether that's 36 people or 110. How many of those people have you actually really asked? Like, if you was to put a number in the comment now, I mean, how many of you asked in the last 4 months?
And the thing is as well, if you don't self-reflect, you're never going to move on from that. There's no point. There's no point in going, oh yeah, I've asked 10 people if you haven't asked 10 people. It's really important to self-reflect. Because
I think I went for a phase of going, well, no one wants to party. And I was like, yeah, no one wants to party. I'm just going to have to find other ways. And I know I've said that. But if I'm 100% honest with myself, how many of my customers have I actually gone down and spoke to? It may well be that you've got to put people into different categories and be like, well, I know she'll never have a home party, but she might have.
Yes, Anna, I've messaged 2 tonight while on this Zoom.
Amazing. And that's what it's all about. It's then about, you know, trying to ask, if you've asked everyone, 9 times out of 10, the answer that you're going to get back is going to be no. And you've got to learn to make peace with that.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to make peace with the no, because it's the same with asking people to join. It's exactly the same. And if you build it as a habit into your business, we talked about habits at the start, and you actually said, right, okay, if I ask 2 a day, that's going to be 60 people that you've asked to have some form of party by the end of the month. Now, 52 of those might say no, but what if 8 of them said yes? What if 8 of them booked, 2 booked a shopping link, 2 booked a face-to-face party, 2 booked an online party, and 2 took a Bora bag? That's going to be, it's then about obviously what you do with them. And we will talk about host coaching, but it's going to be about what you do with them to then be able to get that outcome that you want. But I think a lot of us have in our head, I can't ask people, or I think I've asked everybody, but actually I haven't.
Well done, Katrina. Got a party tomorrow. My goal is to make sure I leave with a booking. I shy away from that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as soon as someone says, I love that warmer, if they're not going to buy it, okay, let's go. How can we get it for you 50% off? Okay. Kim said, I've put a post out on my social media. Thanks for the prompt. Amazing. But remember, I don't know about you guys, I'm not seeing anything on social media at the minute. I get people saying, like, I posted something in one of my leaders groups the other day. One of my directors that's really like in all of my groups and she said to me, I didn't see that post. And I was like, oh, but it's because, so just remember that the social media side of it isn't always going to be the be all and end all. You've got to be asking people directly. I personally would start the conversation first. So you're talking about something else. So yesterday I said to one of my customers, this is really bad, but I'm admitting it. Oh, I was like, hi, Mandy, I hope you're well. I just wanted to check that you got all of your orders from before Christmas, because it was so busy. I've got the worst feeling that I'm missing something, and it was a really good follow-up point. I actually know I've delivered all my orders, but she then come back to me and was like, oh, Lisa, no, I've had it all. You're absolutely fine. Amazing. We're now in a conversation. Did you have a nice Christmas? She come back and said, yeah, had a lovely Christmas. It was really nice. It was really restful. Did you? Yeah, I did. It was really lovely. We're now in a full-on conversation. This is how follow-up works. I then said to her, so I've been meaning to ask you, did you fancy having a little personal shopping link for me and asking some of your friends and family? It doesn't matter if anyone says no, but I just want to try something new. I want to try something different. And she went, oh, go on then. Why not? And that was what led to the yes. I didn't just send her a message straight off saying, do you want to have a party? These are the perks, blah, 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 blah. Hi, hon. Hi, love. Hi, babe. No, because it's really easy to do that or to broadcast it. Do you know what? How much easier? I can broadcast that to 150 people in one hit and someone might say yes. Here's the maths. When I sent out about personal shopping links, I sent it to 150 people. 3 people come back and said yes. Do the maths. That is bad ratios, right? If I had actually gone and had 150, it would have took me a while. But if I'd have actually put a day aside and gone and built real relationships and had real conversation, what difference could it make? One of my team this week, Laura, she posted it in my team group. She said, I posted about a sale in my group. 3 people was interested. She said, I then personal messaged people. She said, I've now got 45 people coming to my sale. And I was like, that is insane. And she said, the power of personal message.
Like 1,000,000%. I feel like, I honestly genuinely do feel if there is one magic formula we can give you, do not just rely on social media. We cannot stress that enough. Like, honestly, because, and I use this all the time, but it's like if you want to catch a fish and just like going into the middle of the ocean and like it is important. I'm not taking any importance of it away, but your business will grow from one-on-one personal communication. You need to actually speak to people like they're a real person and build those relationships. I literally can't say that enough.
I honestly think that we are very lucky in the type of business that we've got. There are a lot of network marketing businesses out there that really rely heavily on how you look and how you know, how glossy your hair is or how much weight you've lost. And we don't have to do that. We don't have to have social media. I know that we have social media for our team groups and what goes on within our team. That's important. But actually, if I was really honest, if I took all of my social media away, could I still run my business? 190%.
100%. Yeah.
And would my business be more successful? Probably, because I wouldn't be faffing about trying to work out what to put on a story, what to put in my customer group, what to put on my business page. I would actually just message people. And that's how it started for me.
I think it was Chloe Cox, when you did that training with Chloe and Jen Anderson, a sentence that she said in that was like, 100%, your business will grow from the work that nobody ever sees. Your business will grow from the work you do behind the scenes. And it is so true.
And that is about you having, you know, like the discipline. Discipline is a really big word. And I'm not the most disciplined person. I work my business every single day, like without fail, in some way, shape or form. And there are some days where I think, oh God, I really need to send my customers some messages. And I have taken the shortcut and sent a broadcast, and then I've regretted it immediately, because I think to myself, if I'd have sent that by personal message, I know I could have doubled what I've just sold by a broadcast. So really think about that in terms of your when you're trying to book, when you're trying to make bookings. So there are some different ways that you can book. Like, Laura, what's your top way of like booking a party? You got a message? I know what you're like. You're an emoji messenger. Your messages look visual.
I message like I talk.
Yeah.
I literally like, so I like I know we talked about social media, but I message like I post. Like, you literally know if it's me posting, because I literally message like I talk. But I'll just ask people. I'll just, you know, and it is always about getting them that free Scentsy, that free or half price Scentsy, and just asking the question. And it's knowing who you're going to message, because and what's really, really important, like Lisa just said about discipline, it's blocking out time where you're not doing anything else, because it is so easy to think, oh, I've got 3 hours this morning. We all do it, because when you're at home, and sometimes which is why it's actually better to do these things. If you're going on a school run, or you're going to do your food shopping or whatever, or you're going to the gym or whatever, spend 15-20 minutes in your car before you drive away, because once you get home, it's really easy to think, oh, I'm just going to put a wash on, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to reply to that email, and then before you know it, an hour's passed. You need to actually like set an alarm and literally do nothing else, and know who you're going to message and message them. Like, almost have like a bit of a booking blitz. And we talked about, we might do that on one of the lives. We'll all do it together. But it's being intentional, and you will hear us say that word all the time, right across the business, in relation to lots of different topics. However, it's being intentional in what you're going to do. It's having like intentional work time, not sitting down and thinking, oh, I'm going to message 2 people. Oh, then I'm just going to look at them trainers that I was like looking at on Office, because I didn't buy any trainers on Office yesterday. No. Or I'm just going to look on ASOS, or, oh, what was that email from the school that I need to just book the kids' school dinners? Don't do any of that stuff. Block out some time, decide who you're going to message them one-to-one, and actually ask them. And always leave them with a question, so they've got something to come back to you with. Like, let me find a message that got me an online party booking the other day. Katrina, I sent it to you. So I'm gonna find you, because I know I sent it to you. So you're on my broadcast, so I need to find it. Okay, so this is what I put up a post in my customer group, and I know Lisa had done this as well, but it said like, who would like some free Scentsy? And obviously loads of people comment and go, I want free Scentsy. So I personally messaged, inbox all those people, but at the beginning of these, I changed it for the person that it was. I asked about their Christmas, like Lisa said, or, you know, if they've been on holiday, or make it personal to them. Do not just blanket message people, because people know when you're doing that. Because we've all received them, right, from other people, and you know if you're just being blanket messaged. So for each one, I would adapt it. And this is just one example. I put, hi love, happy new year to you. Thank you so much for commenting on my post. Hope you've had a wonderful festive season. But everyone loves some free and half price Scentsy, right? And throughout January, our amazing hostess rewards are doubled. So, because this person is not near me now, so rather than having an in-home party, we now have so many options available to you. So I offered an online party, explained a little bit what that was, a sample pack party, or a shopping link party. And then I put at the bottom, which option would you like to go for? So they need to come back and actually give you a response. Some of those I adapted and actually just asked for a party, because they live near me now. And some people didn't come back to me. There was probably, I think, 12 people. I've got 2 online party bookings and a couple that have said they will have a shopping link. And some that did say, not at the moment, but thank you for asking me. So they're never offended, like they're thanking you for offering them the opportunity. And it's never a no, it's just a not now. So
I don't think I've ever had one person go, how dare you ask me to party?
How dare you ask me? Like,
the more dare you say it's not for me. Like, you know, like, oh, it's really not for me. But I love my Scentsy. And quite often then they go, oh, and I'll have a wax bar.
yeah, exactly. And hand on my heart, in nearly 6 years, and I've always said this before, until somebody actually point blank, if somebody's bought Scentsy from me, as far as I'm concerned, they are my customer, and I will follow up. And if they don't answer, I will follow up, and I will follow up, and I will follow up again until somebody point blank turns around and says to me, Laura, please stop messaging me. I will continue to message them. And in 6 years, I've had one person never off a message. It was from an email, and she just said, can you take me off your mailing list? But I still speak to her on Facebook. She just didn't want the emails. Because you are a business, and how many emails and follow-ups do you get from businesses that you never respond to? But it's fine because they're businesses and you are a business. I know you're a person.
Welcher, email me every day about 6 times a day. I really need to unsubscribe from there.
I know, but this is the thing. You are running a business, so you need to get comfortable with following up, with offering people opportunity and asking them the question. I think that's the problem. I don't want to keep messaging them. Just out of interest, Cheryl, do you feel why don't you want to keep messaging them, if you wouldn't mind answering in the comments?
Yeah,
because I bet a lot of people feel the same, and we can help you.
While you're answering, I'll read you what I wrote. So I sent a picture of this, which I don't know if you can see that because I've got my ring light on. It's the I had £180 free credit, and I had 8 half-price items basically.
Well, I've got something on that to mention in a minute.
And I put, okay, listen up. This was a broadcast. I did send this by broadcast because I was being lazy. I'm closing a party this month, and it has 8 half-price catalogue items attached to it, and you guys basically can have them. Book one of the following with me and try to share with, I put try in capital letters, to share with friends and family, and see if you can collect orders over £150. I will explain that in a minute. And I will give you a half-price item. That's 50% off any item in the catalogue. If your orders total over £245, I will give you £24 free credit, 50% off items, and the extra 50% off. I will screenshot this if you want it. And I put mind blown much. Now, I had decided I have got another party open where if somebody took me up on this, I could offer an extra 50% off. Or if they got 150, my thought process was this: if someone gets £150 in orders and someone else gets £150 in orders, that is over £245. Therefore, I can give the extra half price. Does that make sense? I can give the extra half prices, or I can use an extra party. There's lots of things. I find people are more likely to say yes and book if you incentivize them, if you can. So for me, I did it last year when it was in lockdown. I did book a party with me, and at the end of your party, you get a free mini warmer. I had like a big stock of like mini warmers. I think I bought a load like after Christmas. It was like Christmas stock. So I was like, rather than just do a stock sale, I am going to do something like that. I'm going to incentivize my customers to book. But obviously you've got to have something that you could give them, and that you don't want to be out of pocket. That, Katrina, was a really good idea that was shared by Alex Alien, I think, wasn't it? The half price items for orders over £61.25. So that is a brilliant way. And if you haven't seen that, I've shared that in my group. I think you've shared it in yours.
I've shared it,
because that was a really good idea. I might actually do that this week.
I was just thinking I might do that.
I might do it this week.
What I just want to touch on is so obviously Cheryl's replied and Ruth has replied as well. So Ruth said, I messaged someone in November, a customer from a fair, to follow up. They haven't replied. I don't feel comfortable replying as I don't want to appear like I'm bugging them. Okay, so shift your mindset round to this way. Maybe this is obviously us trying to help you overcome this hurdle. Think about it from a customer perspective. Okay, they've bought something from you at a fair, so they have willingly bought a product from you. You now have a responsibility as a business owner to offer them that customer service. How many people, like how many times do you get a message? The first one that's come to my mind, I have got a message on my phone from my estate agent friend that I sold our house through, and he messaged me 2 days ago, and it's actually about Scentsy, and I haven't gone back to him. I've just realised haven't gone back to him. And that's actually going to benefit me. And but how many times do people see messages? I remember I was literally picking Finley up and I was like, oh yeah, well then I'll reply to him in a bit. And then people get busy and, you know, life gets busy. She's bought a product from you. You are then offering her that customer service. For you to follow up and just pop her a message and just say, you know, hi, you know, I met you at the fair in November. Like, hope you're really well. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. Just wanted to check how you're getting on with your products. Are you loving them? If they were a gift, that's giving them customer service. That's not bugging them. That's not ghosting them. That's actually giving them a service and showing them that you care and showing them that you care about your customers and showing them that you're grateful for this, you know, for their business. Like it's actually completely the opposite of bugging them. It's actually showing them that you care.
I'm going to give you another flip on that as well, Cheryl and Ruth. This is like a big thing for me. I bought another network marketing product. Okay, makes you smell good. That product, you know who I'm talking about. And they sent me samples. I cannot remember the girl's name or her account on Instagram that I bought it from because she has never followed up with me. Would I have bought more? 100%. I like to shop. I love to spend money. I now need to find another consultant because I can't remember her name. So if you don't follow up with her, somebody else might message her and say, oh, I'm a Scentsy consultant. And she might go, oh my God, I bought Scentsy. I've been wanting to buy some more. Honestly, that is something that I'm really big on. A lot of network marketing companies, I personally don't feel give that service. Be that person that does give that service. Get over the thought of, okay, I am bugging somebody. And actually, do you know how to get away from that? It's really, really simple. Is you just message them and you show them gratitude and you show them how grateful you are. Literally message them and just say, I just want to say thank you so much for your order before Christmas. It was so nice to meet you. I don't think you understand quite how much I appreciate your business. Oh, this is my customer group if you wanted to join it for future orders. Something so simple as that. If that girl had sent me that message, I would have gone and joined her customer group and now I probably would have repurchased. And unfortunately, that never happened. And I talk about this a lot. I've talked about I've bought lots of things from different network marketing companies, and it always shocks me how bad the follow-up is. And it always shocks me how bad the customer service is. Like never got you know, if somebody's bought a mini warmer from you at a fair, like have you messaged them to say, oh hun, thank you so much for your order. I don't think I went through this. I just want to make sure, here's a little video that just shows you how to put the warmer together. Like
Ruth, well done. Ruth just sent a second follow-up. Amazing.
That is a really, really simple like way to follow up. You don't ask anybody for if they need more product. That's a no. Don't ask that, because that's when I likely go, not answering that. But ask somebody how they are. Thank them.
Are they enjoying it?
Be grateful. Check in to make sure that the bulb works. How many people have checked in and gone, as your mini warmer, like all good, and they go, oh no, the bulb didn't work. And I'm like, thank God I messaged you, because it's now been 2 weeks. They haven't messaged me. It might still be in the box. I remember Jade Adams or Jade Killick, when I gave her my borrow bag, we'll talk about this another week. A week later, I messaged her to ask her, like, oh, how are you getting on with it? Oh, it's still in the box by the front door. I was like, what? Yes, it's out of the box. Go and plug it in. Oh, an hour later, she messaged me saying, oh, this stuff's really nice. Maybe I need to join. I mean...
No. What did she... We won't repeat what she actually said.
She said, this stuff is the B and ends in an X.
Actually, yeah. Do you know what? On what I was going to say, I'm going to save that for... Because it was another person that came from being sponsored from a party. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to save that for next.
I think we should probably wrap up. We've been on for like an hour. So we just want to challenge you this week, guys, to start stepping outside your comfort zone. You know, make a list of people you're going to contact this week. Let's aim for like, see if we can get some bookings and start filling up your diary. Open up your diary, decide when you want to, you know, have a party or whatever you want.
What I feel would be a really good thing, just for a bit of reflection before we end us. Do you feel like after tonight, because this was our intention from this session, do you feel like your mindset on why partying or why volume, you know, showing people in volume is important, and why utilizing those hostess rewards is important for for longevity and growth in your business.
It's building those foundations. Yeah,
100%.
good. And obviously, like, this is like the biggest income producing activity that you can do that's out there. You want to make money, this is partying's where it is.
So next thing in the comments, and then we will go, how many people between now and next week are you going to ask? How many, give yourself a number. How many people are you going to ask to have some form of party?
Yeah, you got to be brave. 40. God, Kim's going for it.
Go on, Kim. Go on, Carrie. 5 a day. 40. Love it.
26 is very specific, Angela. Every one of your customers. I love it.
I love it. 4 a day. 10
Just
a day.
remember, do a few a day, so it makes it a really personal experience for your customers. And you can, because that will include follow-up. I guarantee some of you will say, oh my God, I actually got some sales off of that without trying. And that's follow-up. That is
100%.
So we hope you've enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys.
And next week, we're going to be looking at all the different methods of party, what they look like aside from like a face-to-face party, because I think we covered that quite well tonight. And if you've got any questions about different types of party or what they look like or how they work or what that type of party is, please inbox us those, and then we will make sure we bring them to next week. And if you've got any questions for us as well, we'll bring them to next week. Right, guys. See you next week. See you next Monday.
See you later.
Bye.